In Washington State, a bill was proposed. It's not quite in committee yet, but it is Bill HB 1504. This is a bill that, if put in place, would require every single gun owner in Washington State to purchase a firearm liability policy or equivalent bond. Yes, we're talking about politics and guns, so I'm going to try and keep this as to the fact and nonpartisan as I possibly can. Now, I've got the whole bill in front of me down here, but this is a decent summary, so that way you can kind of pause, see what it says. A few details and takeaways for me as an insurance agent as I'm reading the bill itself. One was that this $25,000 bond or liability policy that you have to get is per firearm, which would make some gun collectors really, really upset. They do say in the bill that if you have 25 firearms or more, you may qualify as a self-insurer, but they didn't define very well how to go about that. Largely, it just says that you would need to prove financial responsibility and that the Department of Licensing could revoke that at any time if they just decide to, or they would check that, but they don't really define what exactly that would mean as far as money or proof. But honestly, as an insurance agent, this is the biggest thing that I don't like about this bill. So directly quoting from it. Provide at least $25,000 of coverage per incident arising from accidental or unintentional discharge. Remember that, accidental or unintentional discharge of the covered firearm causing injury, death, or property damage. Now, the big reason why I don't like this is because the average homeowners and renters policy in Washington State would cover accidental or unintentional discharge of a weapon that caused injury, death, or property damage. So what are we doing? And I mean that question honestly because I don't get it, because no insurance is going to cover criminal acts, and obviously whoever wrote this has some sort of understanding of insurance language because they didn't try to make that as a requirement. But also they must not really understand how insurance works, because if you did, you would know that, hey, these homeowners policies, they're already dealing with this. These renters policies, they're already dealing with this. And if it made any sense, then I would assume that homeowners or renters could, if this law got passed, could just show, hey, I've got insurance, and then it'd be done and it'd be dealt with. What makes me concerned about this is that what if the state says, oh, but that's not specifically a firearm liability policy, that's a homeowner, so it doesn't count. And then, it just seems like, well, we're just trying to make gun ownership more expensive. But one last note, something that they say in the bill is that you would have to purchase this firearm liability policy from an insurance company that's authorized to do business in the state. Those are standard insurance companies. Those standard insurance companies, they don't sell a firearm liability policy. I'm a broker. I work with lots of different kinds of stuff. I don't know of an insurance company off the top of my head that sells a firearm liability policy to an individual. Now, I'm betting I could find one in the excess and surplus lines market. These are insurance companies that aren't licensed in Washington. But by that one statement, that one requirement, logistically, it would make it a nightmare. The insurance industry would have to invent a new product really quickly. It'd have to get to market all before this went in play. So there's a lot of difficulties with this. Like I said, I'm not really a fan overall, but Washington State residents, what do you think?